This is the latest edition of Front Up, and I'm Whitey Willauer, and I've got a great guest today, John Brescher. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Whitey. It's great to be here.
Now, tell us, you're with the ZBA now.
Yes, I am the zoning...
Are you in charge of it?
No, I'm not. I am the zoning administrator for the Board of Appeals. The Board of Appeals is comprised of 8 appointed citizens, and the Board of Selectmen appoint those 8 citizens.
And what does that appeals board do?
The Board of Appeals...
Do they do anything?
Yeah. The Board of Appeals is designed to promote the health and safety and welfare of the neighborhoods on Nantucket. And we are able to do that through regulating building height and setback and lot lines, things of that nature.
So when somebody, doesn't like how the planning board does something, or the HDC, they come to you?
Yes and no. Appeals is sometimes a misnomer for us. Sure, we do get appeals when people want to appeal the ruling of, say, the building commissioner or the zoning enforcement officer. They can appeal that to the Board of Appeals. Otherwise, it's just people coming in asking for special permits or variances or determinations.
But the variances from the rules?
Yes, exactly. The variances from the zoning bylaw, which is Chapter 139 of the Code of the Town of Nantucket.
So and that you're worried about setbacks and height?
Exactly. Setbacks, height, uses. You can't get a use variance, but that's why we have special permits.
And what kind of permits have you been dealing with lately?
Oh, a handful here and there. We've had the Sachem's Path 40B permit
That's right, yeah.
come up. That's a unique situation because that's a 40B, and under the state law, the Zoning Board of Appeals is the permit granting authority for all of the permits an applicant wants to get for that type of affordable housing development.
So you sit over that Sachem's Path.
Yep.
And how's that going?
It's it hit a bit of a stumbling block for the time being. They're going to continue the matter until I think after town meeting.
They meaning
the applicant, meaning the developers of Sachem's Path.
Not the ZBA.
No, not the ZBA.
Yeah, but they've come before you. So
they have. They've been before us for a few months now. And they've brought forth some plans, and we've asked them to give us more information, revise the plans, and they've been pretty good about bringing forth new information. But
didn't the CPC deny them some money or something
I think it was the Finance Committee.
Finance Committee.
Yeah, the Finance Committee recommended not to fund.
Oh, yeah, okay. So then it's up to the...
Exactly. Yeah, if someone calls it a town meeting
right. Then they can either overrule or do whatever they want. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
What are some of the other issues that you've had?
Well, we've had the wind turbine has come up.
Yes.
There's been that one. The other very exciting one was the community music school on Center Street. Usually we don't have very exciting applications. It's usually pretty cut and dry about someone maybe needing to move a shed or accidentally putting something in their setback. But no, these occasionally we get the exciting ones.
Well, didn't you deny it, or it was denied?
That's correct. It was originally denied because they needed a supermajority. They needed 4 of the 5 board members to vote in favor of it, and one of the board members wasn't present. The applicant went forward at their own risk, knowing that they'd need all 4 board members to vote, and only 3 of the 4 voted in favor of it.
I see.
So then the applicant had to go back to the planning board so the planning board can make the determination that there were material changes to the application, and then they had to go back in front of the zoning board again.
Now, did they have the same house, or did they?
I believe it was effectively the same structure, but they made some modifications to it to decrease the intensity of the use.
And weren't they worried about the parking places and things like that?
The neighbors were very worried about that, and the applicant was doing their best to appease them, but there wasn't any parking downtown, so there's only so much you can do with that.
Yeah. But you're not going to have a whole bunch of cars there at one time.
No.
Yeah.
No, the plan was to have the lessons staggered, and I think the applicant is doing a great job making concessions to appease the neighbors and to appease the community in general, so that there isn't a lot of congestion on Center Street.
And now has it gotten all the way through all of the...
It has.
Yeah.
It has. It is. It is past the appeal period, and it should be.
Oh, if it passes the appeal period, it's an automatic.
Yeah, that's the other hurdle. Once the Board of Appeals makes a determination, they rule on a matter. A decision gets filed with the town clerk's office, and there is a 20-day appeal period from that point. And as long as no one appeals a decision during those 20 days, it should be able to go forward without a problem.
Now, how about something like the Sconset Beach? Does that come across you?
No, it does not.
Yeah,
it does not. We're not subject to that.
You're not. And what other problems have you had lately?
Lately, well, there was an appeal, but that hasn't been fully filed yet. Where the planning board and the selectmen appealed the ruling of the building, I believe the building commissioner for a use permit. But we'll wait for that one for all the information to come in on that.
Now, your predecessor was what, Linda Williams?
Yes, she was. Yes.
and so you're following in Linda's
great footsteps. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit more as far as, do you integrate yourself with the planning department then?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is fantastic working with the planning office. We have a great staff there, and it helps that we're all in the same office building, so we can ask each other questions and get other opinions on everything, on various zoning matters, planning matters, transportation matters, housing matters. It's all in one place, and it's great to work with all of them.
Now, the other night I was at the FinCom, and they were talking about moving the planning department back downtown.
Is that right?
Yes, and putting it in that new police station.
Okay.
And I raised my hand and I said, yeah, but if you take them back down, they've got a tremendous amount of storage and stuff like that.
We do. That's the great thing about being out at the at our current location at 2 Fairgrounds Road, is that we have a lot of large plans, both with the planning board and with the zoning board, and it's really just an issue of where we can store them. It's great being able to just go out into the back room and have all these plans at our fingertips.
What's the possibility of automating all of that and storing it online?
Wouldn't that be great? We're able to do that to a certain extent. With the new plans, we're trying to have digital filings, and we're asking for more things PDF to us. But at the same time, it's still nice to have a hard copy.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It is, especially because we have a lot of people, a lot of citizens, or neighbors or butters come in and say, "Hey, can we see the plan for this application?" And we can just run in the back and pull it out, and it's quick and easy that way.
They can't. They aren't happy looking online and seeing it.
Not everyone. Not everyone is. They a lot of times they like actually feeling the plan in their hands and being able to look at it. I mean, some of the plans are rather large.
Yeah. I know Catherine Stover is now thinking about how are we going to store all of the stuff in the town, and we're going to take the Worcester Polytech kids and see if they can come up with a solution.
That's a great project for them. That'd be terrific.
Yeah, we're thinking of that, and I was just wondering.
It's needed.
Yeah, it's needed.
Yeah.
Because we got a tremendous amount of requirements there.
Absolutely.
Now, do you have to be next to the GIS system where they produce all of these maps and stuff?
Do we have to be next to them?
Yeah.
I don't know that we necessarily have to, but it certainly helps, especially around town meeting time. For all the zoning change articles, it's very convenient to have Nathan right next door, and he just prints them out, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. So if we moved you downtown, which I don't think is going to happen, GIS would have to go with you.
I don't.
More than likely.
It would be nice. I'm not sure. I believe he's under the umbrella of IT, of the IT department.
Oh, he is?
I believe so, yeah.
Now, that's interesting information. So
Yeah.
if you move him, you're going to move IT.
That may be so. I mean, IT's over at 4 Fairgrounds. I'm not sure how it all...
Oh, they're over at...
Yep.
Oh, I thought they were in your building.
They were. They just moved recently.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, it's hard to know.
I know.
Yeah. So anyway, well, thank you very much for coming in, and
my pleasure, Whitey.
Appreciate it. And well, you can look at yourself online or
fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Whitey.